Welcome to this presentation of NORLA selected children's and young adults titles. You will be presented for 8 titles with a little break in the middle. First ones out are Frode Grytten and Mari Kanstad Johnsen with the book Bedtime, represented by Hagen Agency.
Well, it's time for bed. Couldn't we just read one more, Daddy? Afraid not. It's bedtime. Go on, just one more, please. No, it's too late. Well, can't we go and find a book for tomorrow instead? Not now. It's off to the land of Nod for you now. My name is Frode Grytten. I'm an author, and I've written this little story about bedtime.
My name is Mari Kanstad Johnsen. I'm an illustrator, and I have made the drawings in the book.
The idea to this for this book actually came from my own daughter, Inga. She looked at the books behind me, and she said one night, "Oh, look at all those books, and not one of them is about me." So she thought that was quite unfair. So I thought, maybe I have to write a book about her also. So I have to thank her mostly for the idea.
When I received the script, I thought I immediately got the very feeling of the characters. It was a very nice dialogue between the dad and the daughter, and I could really feel the relationship between them from the text. So I really wanted to stay kind of close to the text in the images and explore a little bit outside, but I spent a lot of time just figuring out how to show this kind of the feeling I got from the relationship between the two main characters in the images, that get that kind of warm tone between them.
It's a small story, I think. It's just made up by dialogue between a father and a daughter. But it's this setting I really love in the night when you slow down and the world is somewhere else, and you sit in a chair and you read, and then you can go on and fantasize and think about the universe and think about the small things and the big things. And I really like that setting because it's so human. Okay, then it's bedtime and we have to close the book. And when you close the book, we open the real world. And in the real world, everything can happen as in a book. Good night.
Good night.
Then we go to Konstanse Ørbekk Nilsen and Øyvind Thorsæter with the book So Very Dark, represented by Ena Publishing.
Hello, my name is Øyvind Thorsæter and I'm an illustrator.
And my name is Konstanse Ørbekk Nilsen and I'm the writer of this book.
And this is our first collaboration together.
Yeah.
It's a book about a boy who is stuck in an elevator.
And it's about fear.
It's about fear.
Yeah.
The book goes on inside the elevator, which was a challenge for me as an illustrator to make images that in such a limited space. But it was interesting task.
It did so well. So I think it's you showed something about how children manage to cope with the problem through their thoughts and the imaginations.
Yes, a lot of the story goes on inside the head of the boy. And that's what I'm trying to show in the images, that what he is thinking about and his fears, we can see them in the images. Should we do a little reading from the book?
Yes, we do. It's so dark. The boy sees nothing, stands alone in the dark. He presses his back against the wall, crunches down, waits, holds his breath. What if the lift falls all the way down to the cellar? That's a long way down. Engulfed in darkness, he sits and waits. Soon it will be over. But the lift has stopped, completely motionless. His heart pounding throughout his body, out into his arms, up into his head. His entire being is pounding. He gets up, bangs on the wall with his fists. Let me out!
Next ones out are Katarina and Linnea Vestre with The Animal Book of Records, represented by Oslo Literary Agency.
Did you know that a brown slimy worm can grow longer than a blue whale?
And that some fish communicate with farts. My name is Linnea, and this is my sister Katarina.
I'm a biologist and Linnea is an illustrator. Together we have made the Animal Book of Records. In this book, you will meet record breakers in many different categories, such as jumping, sleeping, farting, and many more. Ever since we were kids, we have loved to learn about animals. And not only the elephants and the monkeys, but also the tiny insects we would find in our garden.
One of my favorite animals in the book is the bear cat, which is neither bear nor cat, and its pee smells like popcorn.
I also think the sperm whales are really cool. They communicate using extremely loud clicking sounds, and also they have the biggest brains on the planet.
In the Animal Book of Records, you can discover amazing animals you never heard of before.
And also you can learn some surprising new things about more familiar animals, like scallops. They actually have hundreds of tiny eyes that look like blueberries.
And did you know that birds dream about singing?
We hope you'll enjoy reading about animals as much as we do. Thank you for listening.
We now meet Kristine Rui Slettebakken with the book Joe Has Happened, represented by Gyldendal Agency.
Hello, my name is Kristine Rui Slettebakken, and I have written Jo har skjedd, or Jo Has Happened. This is the story of Frida, who is 11 years old. And when we first meet her, she is talking about that something has to happen. She is longing for some fun, because it's a long time since something funny or good happened. Frida is an only child, and she lives with her dad. Her mom doesn't live anymore. And now, dad's girlfriend has moved in. Frida is not happy with that. And it's not getting any better when everybody has started to stand in groups in the schoolyard just talking. Frida, she is still running around, fast. But then one day, a new boy suddenly starts in her class. Jo is coming into her life, and things finally starts to happen. I wanted to write a book about a girl with energy, with speed, both inside and outside. And when I was working with Frida, when I started to get to know her, one morning I woke up and it was like she said to me, "Hey, you should have seen me running." And I realized that that sentence meant something. She runs, and she runs fast, real fast, but more important, she wants to be seen. She needs somebody to see her. Frida doesn't have a real friend, but she has a great imagination. And that helps her to deal with her dreams of being a football player, and it helps for the feeling of being alone. Jo har skjedd, Jo Has Happened is a story about running, falling in love, the change from being a child to a preteen, and it's a book about belonging and identity. About how to manage to be yourself, although you're not like all the others. And especially, it's about getting a real friend. I hope a lot of children can recognize themselves in this book, both girls and boys. And I hope you want to read it. Thank you so much.